And this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. Video 115V. I want a continuation. I want this video to be a continuation of last video, which was you. Because even though that video I completed it, right? We had that little problem, couldn't figure it out, but then we did, and it worked out good, blah, blah, blah. Got this results, remember that one? So let me see, let's go to the actual, this is the actual thing we did, remember that? So I was just thinking, I said, whoa, why not? How do, because I still want to continue with what's under the hood, mechanism with the hash maps. Remember we talked about how, like the collision and the chaining, right? Remember that there was three high-level concepts that explain why it works so well, right? What was it? The power of the prime. That's when PHP internal array size are often powers of twos, but the hash algorithm that DJB, where is it? I don't know if I kept it. Did I keep it? Yeah, right here. DJB2, which I was going to talk more about that, right? Is designed to spread the keys as, what is it? Evenly as possible to minimize those linked list chains. Remember the linked list chain? So the load factor, which is another one, right? The PHP automatically resizes the internal memory structure when the number of elements gets too high, remember, by doubling the size of the array and rehashing, right? Everything, let me see what else I wanted to. It keeps the chain short and speeds close to 0.1. And then you got your hash flow, what is that, flooding? That's for security. Historically, attackers could explore excuse me, collisions by sending thousands of keys, like brute force how they do things. The results could, in the same hash, essentially breaks the server performance. So the modern day PHP uses hash DOS protection, right, to prevent this. Now, building a hash map from scratch is the best way to dimsify how keys turn into memory. That's making things clear. That's what that means. And in this example, we use which which we're going to, let me see right here. I'm going to show you this example right here. Right, that will show you the logic and how to handle collisions. And what else? What can we? And remember, we also talking about why we can't copy data, because you might be wondering why can't we just move the old bucket into the new array. We already talked about that before. We're not gonna go there, right? So the trade-off for the rehashing. Now, if you double the size to 20, let's say, the same keys new position will shift, right? And if you don't recalculate, your get function will look in the wrong places. I mean, this is very. I mean, it's not that difficult to grasp, but you just have to be more aware of your logic, right? And you don't want to be all N, like you don't want to be like this. I'm going to talk more about these things more clear, but you want to stay at this is where you want to stay at, okay? Because that means it's fast, right? So, so what I wanted to do was to actually see if the rehashing and the collision logic is working, right? But right now, everything so far looks like it's cool, but I wanted to add some extra stuff because I wanted to add, hold on, that was my medication time. So what I wanted to do was, what I wanted to do? I wanted to just add like another, what is it, right here? I would like to add right here a, let me see, a public method, right? Remember, functions or methods. And remember, I want to say we could do the debug, like debug the print. Let's do a print. That would be a good idea. And then we just bring it down here. Should I move this over? Maybe I should. I just like to have things kind of signed up, but it's not even working right. Why? Maybe a little. It's just weird. Oh man, these editors. Anyway, so what I want to do is let's echo. Let me move this thing over this way. What the hell's going on with my? My keyboard. I told you I broke it. The door was like running on top of it, knocked it down. He broke my thing, man. And then we do current table. We'll say the size, right? We will check the size out, and then we'll say something like, because this is what we're talking about, right? This is the actual, because it's within this class, right? So we're gonna say like that, and let's put a little. I just like to jump, and let's do the old for loop situation. I mean remember, because this arrays, the for each. We'll do the for each. And then, let me see, since this is here in the bucket, as dollar index, and then we're going to say dollar chain, remember? Why am I not catching these things? Let me see. We got, this is the reference, of course, and then we go here, the actual thing, because I'm getting it. And then what we got here, this is the rehash, remember? This one puts it out again. We copying over the whole, array, because now you got new stuff. I'll tell you what, we'll do, let's, I don't know, what should we do? We'll do a for each bucket of change. You know something, let's, what should we do? Let's check for, we're going to say if it's not empty, right? If it's not empty, we're going to say dollar is a chain, maybe. And then we're going to say that's the double one. And then, of course, you're going to close out. And we're going to say echo. I always get these things, we'll debug it together. That's what I'm saying. You guys got coffee? Did you get coffee? Go get coffee. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Why I can't do this right? Let me see. I'm looking at my bucket. Oh, you know something? What was that? I can't do it that way. I think I need a moment. Maybe we should check. We should print out the buckets. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll say we'll print out the bucket. I'm talking about the bucket. I'm talking about this stuff. We'll print these things out like this. Look, where is it? Is it here? These things. And when we add more to it, which that's what I want to do, we'll get these printed out. All right. So we'll just say index like that, and then we'll go like, where is it? I don't know. These things never look right to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm it's probably gonna fail. Then we're gonna have to like, okay, let's do the for, because remember we did the on these guys we did the for loop for each within the for each. We did it over here, not here, because we're getting, so we don't need to do that. And then over here was okay. Yeah, it was just that one. Let me see. So we're gonna do H, and then we're gonna say the dollar chain as dollar pair. Oh my. Dollar change, dollar F. Then you're gonna say echo, and then we're gonna go like this. I don't know. And then what else should we have? We'll do, let's just echo some space. So what? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, one. I guess this belongs to that one. This belongs to where is it? Okay, that belongs to that. Why? Let me see. This goes into here. I don't know. I have to figure out what I want to do here. Then we do this, and then where's the for each? How about if we move this a little bit more like that, and then we'll have this guy like this. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. And then this. Wait a minute. Something is not right. If I do, this is the actual class, so let's move this out the way. Let me see. This one belongs to that one. This one belongs to that one. We're missing one, so we'll do, yeah. And then that one belongs to that one. Now here, what I wanted to do is say, I want to do dollar pair like this, because that's what we're doing. And then we're going to say key, oops, right, because singing the song that makes you cry. That will be your key and value pair. So I will say key, and then we'll go like this, and then we go like this, value, and let me see. This belongs to. Something is not right here. I'm doing this all wrong. Wait a minute. So this one belongs to that one, right? Why am I getting this here? Beat baba doobide zoom daba zoom zabze. You got key. Oh no. Pair key, because that's what I want to show, equals to pair, and then the value. Why is it that it's doing this thing? That's the most strangest thing. Let me see, maybe I'm doing something wrong up here. This belongs to that one. This belongs to that one, so it's cool. Then you got this belongs, maybe I should put a space here so I can see it better. Because I always have a hard time looking at these things. Let me see, if it's empty, let's move this one like this too. This way it'd be better for you guys to look at. Then he goes to the bucket, because that's what I want to look at. I want to look at the bucket. Maybe it doesn't Let me see. I'm gonna look at the bucket, right? And then what I want to do is for each of the chain as pair. Yeah, man. I've been using this whole thing. I did it yesterday. I played around with it differently, but what the hell? I should have freaking left. I should have just wrote this down. Have it already. Beady 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 baba bo. Sing the song. Sing the song. Wait a minute. It's a little weird this here. Huh. If I went, wait a minute. Boom. Oh no. Boom. And then I go boom. Boom ba la. Boom ba da la. And boom. You know, let's put a little space here. No, that's not the problem. I know you needed these. I'll explain that why. Wait. Let me see. I do the debug. Echo current tape size. I don't like this. This drives me nuts. This size, right? This size, which is right, dollar size, right? Which is this. Remember, see, if you take this out, it will be dollar size, but because it's part of the this class, then you put the word this in there. And then you go dot dot. That's no problem there. The problem is here. Why doesn't it like to show me? Why would it be a problem? I mean, really. Is it? I don't know. You guys can see what the problem is, because right now I ain't seeing it. Tell you what, let me do this. Let's get rid of that one. No, it's not that. Oh, I just got dizzy there. You gotta get that medication, but I can wait for a few more minutes. This is the most strangest thing. Could it be my box? I say, I want you to echo this. Why is it that? This equals to whatever it is. Man, I gotta get some sleep, man. I wake up. I go to, I don't know what the hell's going on. I go to late. Then I wake up like early. The moment I look at the clock, I'm like, what's the point of getting back to bed? So I start doing because I do paint. Oh, there it goes. Right there. Oh, sing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, that took me a minute there, man. I don't know. My eyesight is getting bad. I mean, okay, how about we call these things out too, man? Because I want to be able to call it. So let's test, because we want to verify the hidden mechanism, right? Like to actually see if the rehashing and the collision logic is working. I added this temporary method just to the class to peek the internal structure, really. And it'll give, I think this is what's going to make me do this stuff. Let me see. Because I go to, first of all, I say that if it's not empty, do all this. But if it is, do this. Just move on, right? And then this belongs to that one. That belongs to this one. Maybe I needed to put a... Nah, that's okay. I don't really want to. And then we went to the curly bracket. I know I explained it to you guys like way back, right? So let's test this out. Listen, testing the collision and the growth, right? So we run the script. We see that the hash, what is that? The simple hash map class will run, right? And then doesn't do anything, just sits there. And then I will notice that I will add more, like 4 items, 75% of 5 maybe, or current total. I don't know. Let me see. If I did, let's see what we got going over here. Let's add this stuff here. So we already, let's do an echo just to keep it, a little 1, 2, 3. And how you spell that? Initial load. This is going to show us the initial load. Then I go like this, and then that should be good. And then what I want to do is I want to do the map thing, right? The set map thing. So I'm going to take this right here. This 5 is okay. We'll keep it at 5. Then we'll go like this. Put it over here. And I want to change this. I want to change this to, I don't know, A. And then we'll do this just, oh my God, and then I'll add some few other ones, just a few other ones. So we'll go like this. Let's copy some of these things here. And let's do another one. Let's do B. That will be B. This will be 2. Let's do a C. This will be 3. And let's run the damn thing, right? Let's call the my map. I want to do the method I just created. What is it called? This guy. Debug print. That's just a way of checking, right? Wait a minute. P. I want to say debug the BB, the B, the B, the ba do, and then what I want to do, let's do another. Let's trigger this thing out, right? So we'll do this. Let me see, and then we'll say, what is it? 1, 2, 3, and I'll call it. Let me show those spaces so it looks nice. What do you think? Let's do this. We'll say trigger rehash, and I'll say adding more items. How about that? More items. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the old break. That's it. That's good. But I'm gonna make sure. C, P. How about we do another 2, maybe another. Let's keep it 5 since we are doing 5, right? So right here, 5 right here. So we'll do this. We'll say, what was the other one? This would be D, and then we'll do this one. That's E. This will be 4. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this one will be 5. It's a good way of testing these things out. Let's go. Then you can leave it together. It looks nice on that way. I don't know. This by using. Wait a minute. If we do, let's see, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you do this. You push. This is the 5. Now you're pushing it to 70%. Let me see. This pushes. If I did this, this probably will push it over the 75 load factor. All right, let's leave it, man. I don't know. I mean, let's see if it'll work out. Let's do this. Let's copy this. Let's put it in here. We'll do this, and boom. And let's see. Watch it die, like always. Alright, let's see. Holy crap. Got it right the first time. Well, almost. I had to. Lucky for me, I caught some few things over here. Now, see these things right here, which is kind of weird. This is like if you took these out, first of all, let me just explain this little piece. If you took these things out, right? PHP, but by looking at, let's say if I took this out and look at this up, PHP right now will be looking at this like, oh, I'm confused. Because when you do like, I'm just gonna write it down here, right? So when you do like an echo, like something like value, and then you say whatever that is, what is it? See, I'm sorry, man. Let's say you did data, and then you were like this. This is just an example, right? Like this. Why is it not working? It's only an example. I'm not gonna make this work. It's just a matter of, it's just an example, man. Why the doesn't like? See this. What happens is this will, forget about it. See how it looks. This will, of course, we don't have this. We don't have that. Of course, we just use. The. Who cares really? I'm just trying to show up. This not gonna work. I'm just gonna say bracket like this. Can you do that? Bracket. Nope. Like this. Oh, okay. It's no problem. But anyway, who cares about this? This is not gonna work. And this often triggers a parse error because of the quotes inside that quotes. Because it looks at this and says, well, which doesn't make sense because in a way PHP does make it work, but when you try to do these kind of things, it gets itself confused. So what's the best solution? Well, the best solution really is just to add this stuff. It's not gonna work anyway because what I'm doing here is like, see, oh yeah, I took it. Okay, that's the problem. It didn't like it because the single quotes of an array inside this. See, if you do this like that, then it will be fine. Get rid of this for a second, right? Where is it? Something like that. See, it will be fine, but we're not doing that. I wanted to do it the other way because I wanted to add the brackets. See how I took it out? And what happens? It looks at, oh man. So by doing the brackets, right, it tells PHP, hey, everything that's inside here is a variable name. That's what that is. Right? So variable name, sometimes you might have a dynamic index or a variable that points to another variable, right? Remember that? We showed you that. And those brackets helps clarify the order of the operation. So if you kind of did, we're not going to use this up anyway, but if I kind of, let's move this up a little bit. If I did something like this, see, look, user, numbers 1, 2, 3, and then you say, oh, let's echo this sucker. Man, this cable, these little cable things on the desk with all these things, man, it's just getting in the way. Okay, let's see what we got. So we kind of, what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I want to echo that. I want to echo that name, right? How would I do that? I would do, let me see, it would be a better way if I kind of went like, what is it? Like this. Then you say, what is it? Like this. No. And I went like name, like this. It will have a problem, see, as you can see. So what I want to do in the modern, like the way things are, they see, in the past it was a little different. It was worth noting that in like the PHP, like in the past, I don't know, not you guys, because you guys are learning. when you do it for one, you read the stuff and you into the older versions of stuff, right? Sorry. Oh my God. Oh, why is it that? Let me see. This was interesting. It's interesting. See how it took it out, because you're making this, which is part of it's a variable, and it's looking at, wait a minute, boy, there's two of these here, then you got a parenthesis, confused, it doesn't know what to do. So what you do is you put those little brackets, and that helps it out. So in the old PHP, like the stuff that's pre 8.0, you know, I'm not running that right now, but you can actually use curly braces to access an array element, and you can do that in the older ones too, as long as it's not the real older one. So by doing that instead of that, that will work. Like, in other words, you kind of, oh my God, you could kind of do this. You could kind of do like, what is it? Like, let's say array like that. Listen, normally you would, man, my nose. You can kind of go like, normally you go like this, right? You say 0 like that. You want that first one, but because it might get confused. But with this older one, this one, with the new way, 8. Let me see. You can go like this. You can actually do that. Oh, excuse me. Now, some of the stuff was deprecated, like, let me see. I don't know what I wanted to say. I don't know. Well, because remember, a lot of things that you do in version 7 point, I'm going to say 0, but I am more 7 point, I don't know, I have to check. I'm very close to the 8, but a lot of things are being deprecated. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work, just that it won't be supported, you know what I mean? Then you're better off doing certain things. So, there's good stuff to know. There's a lot of things that we could do that's different, but these little brackets, that's why I have. Well, first of all, now that we're talking, is what I wanted to do here. Okay, we don't care about this. We have to try this. Will it work? I don't know. Let's see. No, it did work. I did make it work. Right here, look. And I was able to check out, look, how it did the initial load. Remember, it was Leonardo. Why is this? Oh, I can't move none of that crap. So Leonardo, right? You got the road, then you got Italy, then you got this one, and then of course when we start to add, look how it looks. So then what happened was when we rehashed it, it just fixed it up. Yeah, well, I don't know why it comes up as 18. Maybe it's because I was playing around with it a lot. But it fixes it up for you. So why this works? Because the get function, right? It calculates the hash. Where is the get? No. Okay, right here. Because the get function, right? It calculates the hash for the key that you're asking for, goes through that specific bucket and loops through the small list of inside to find your match, right? That's what that is. If this equals to that, that's your little match thing that I'm talking about. And then when you do that pair, which is not here, it was before, in the set, which is, where is it? And I should have, yeah, set is okay. It should be above, it's okay. Okay, right here. You see this right here? See, if you do that in that uses it only. Let me see what I'm trying to say here. That it uses those because in the original one, right, the pair value, the value was only changing a temporary copy. So adding that little symbol tells PHP that to change the actual data in the bucket. The actual data in the bucket. Where's the other one at? I guess right here. Right here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So the key observation for the results, right? For the results right here. The update versus the insert, right? So if you call my map set and you do name the Da Vinci, what was it that I did? Where is it? Oh, right here. Right here. Right, when you do Da Vinci and you coach, you'll find the existing name key to the bucket and updates it rather than creating a second name entry. Right? And then the collision handling is with two different keys, like A and F, ends up in the same bucket index, and you'll see the two pairs listed in that same bucket. This confirms your chain. What is that? Your chaining logic is working, and the refresh. Well, I mean the rehash success is after a rehash. The items should be spread out across more buckets, reducing the number of collision. Sorry, there's buckets. It's pretty good. I like it. Now the get function, right? It calculates the hash to the key. Where is it? The hash to the key that you're asking for goes to that specific bucket, loops through, and gives you a small list. It finds your match, and of course your pair value. The value was only changing the temporary copy. So then adding that little bit of that symbol tells PHP to change the actual data in that bucket. And that's it, man. Oh man, there's so many. I was like thinking about that's it. I don't think I can say anymore. Got it all done. This is great. These just examples. We would normally not even do these kind of things. It depends. Depends on what it is that you try to do. Anyway, we reached at the bottom. I thought it was, I should have mentioned it was going to be a shorter video. It just was a continuation of the other one. So now what I would like to do is, there was something, oh yeah, the graph. Remember we talked about the data structure? We got this, that, stack, array, you get your tree. Well, there was another one. It was called the graph. And I wanted to show how that works, how you can create graphs using that. It's a graph structure, they call it, right? So I wanted to use that, and I'll tell you on the next video, I will show you how to do that. Yeah, maybe I should do that. On the next one, I'm gonna, unless I'm sitting here, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, okay, what can I do? What else can we do with this here? And basically it's all there. We could probably add more things to it, but hey, let's not complicate too much stuff. So on the next one, I would like to do the graph. I would like to show you how to do graphs. You put the information, do the object, and it'll create the little graphs for you. Which I don't do much anyway of that. I don't do much of that, but I'm going to show you how that's done, because I've done it before. And I prefer to use objects that is already out there, you know what I mean? But I'm going to show you how it's done so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's see, man. We reached the bottom. Until next time. Hey, do me a favor. Can you give me a likes and subscribe? And subscribe. And give me a couple of comments if you need to. If not, it's cool, man. Just give me that little thumbs up. It helps me out. Thank you very much. Until next time. A good night.